compassion, love, and encouragement. Now, you're probably wondering, why did I even just start off with that? But do you know what those things have in common? It's the fact that there's something that we should be doing during the year, but also this is something that we should be doing especially during the holidays. Hey y'all, my name is Joni, and this is Buy It, Build It, Fix It. And today I'm going to be talking about compassion during the Christmas holiday. Now, I know sometimes we are very focused on ourselves, we're focused on our family, we're focused on our loved ones, we're focused on buying gifts, but sometimes we need to be thinking about other people as well. We know that the holidays is supposed to be a time where people are enjoying each other, they're doing things together, it's supposed to be jolly and holly and merry and all those things. But there are some people that are really going through some things, y'all. And honestly, I wanted to talk about this topic a little bit later during Vlogmas, but there was something that happened today, and I realized that I need to be talking about this right now. And it moved me so much that again, if you watched any of my videos, you know I said I don't cry about stuff. I really don't. But when I do, it's serious. When I do, it's because the Lord has been so good to me, right? So those are the moments when I do cry. But I got moved to tears today. And so I wanted to talk about compassion during the Christmas holiday. All right. First, people are going through things, and a lot of times they put this mask on and they go about their day. And we don't know what they could be dealing with, right? They could be dealing with mental health issues. They could be dealing with the loss of a loved one. They could be dealing with physical health issues. They could just be dealing with a plethora of things. But we never really know unless we ask about them. And so it's up to us to say something to encourage them. Some people are dealing with things that are just maybe just personal things. They may be just going through a go-through. We all have those moments when we have our go-throughs. They could be dealing with family or friends in any capacity. You know, this is the season where not only does it seem like, and I mean, I even had like a close family member passed during the Christmas holiday. Matter of fact, several have passed during the Christmas holiday or during these types of holidays. And it gets tough because now you're dealing with that death. But just imagine if this is not only just a death that maybe some people are going through that where they're dealing with someone who passed during that holiday season. But if this is your first time without that person during the holiday season, can you imagine what people are going through? I know how it was for me when my father passed, and even 10 years ago, it will be 10 years. Actually, it's been 10 years since my father has passed. And in all honesty, it has gotten better. The however part is, I still miss my dad. Like, there are moments where I'm just like, God, I wish my dad was here. And then to deal with a Christmas or a Thanksgiving, knowing that my family gets together for Thanksgiving, knowing that, and when I say my family, I mean like his family, cousins, his siblings. I mean, there were so many of them, and we would get together and it would just be so much fun. Or just having Christmas time. And around this time of the year, my dad's favorite song was Santa Claus Goes Straight to the Ghetto by James Brown. It was the crazy thing, and my father couldn't sing either, so you could imagine. But just missing him saying stuff like that, like Santa Claus go straight to the ghetto, right? He used to sing that, and just that line, y'all, he would just sing it a million times over. And it'd be to the point where my mom would just be so aggravated with him. But I miss those days because I knew he did it just to be funny and to aggravate her. But just imagine like that, my first Christmas without him doing that, without him walking through the house, singing that phrase. It was different. Having the first Christmas or even New Year's, because even that comes right after, and not having my dad there and just, you know, giving his cheer. He would always, hey, you know, just those moments were things that I miss. And so when you think about someone who has lost someone this year, reach out to them, find out what they're doing. It could be something as simple as just, maybe figuring out what they're doing for their holiday. If they're not going to be with anybody, y'all, that's the worst thing for them to be by themselves. Invite them. Will it be the same as what they're used to? No, it will not. It definitely will not be the same. But if they know that you care, even if you ask and they decline, they know that you care. And that sometimes means more than anything else. There are also people who are just dealing with just family, friend issues, every day-to-day things, lifing, well, let me say life, life be lifing sometimes. And people are really out here dealing with life happening. And then add the pressures of other family members, add the pressures of friends, add the pressures of work, adding the pressure of anything, social obligations. And it can be a lot on people. And you can see them going through their go-through, right? So when you have somebody who's dealing with the stress of someone else, that can be an issue. Check on them. Just because somebody's right in front of you does not mean that they're okay. They are just in front of you. And if we're honest with ourselves, we've had days where we were just there. Somebody says, well, how you doing? Well, I'm here. Even if they tell you that lets you know a lot. That's information. That one phrase is a lot of information. So take that in. Ask people how they're doing, and make sure just because they're standing in front of you again does not mean you should negate the fact or negate their feelings. They are in front of you. Ask them how they're doing. Even just tonight, I went to pick up some tacos, and I got to the drive-through window, and the employee there, she's like, okay, here's your order, how you paying, went through, all the things we're supposed to go through. And when she finished taking my payment, she said, well, how are you doing today? Y'all, I got so shocked, because how often do you have someone who's working at a restaurant or working in the service industry in that capacity ask you how you're doing? I mean, it shocked me. And I told her, I said, I was not expecting that. But, and it made me even change because, and I said, even though I talked about the mask, they made me really think, I have a lot to be grateful for. I'm tired today. I've been tired pretty much all week. There's a lot going on. I've been tired. Okay. So even with that, I immediately was like, you know what? I'm having a good day. That just did a lot for me, for somebody that I didn't even know who was just doing their job and then decided to check on how I was feeling. So guess what I did in turn? Well, how was your day? And she let me know that was her first day working the job. She was happy to have a job. Y'all, we don't even know what these people are going through. She could have been seriously without a job for a while and just happy to get a job. People are out here looking for jobs, and this is the holiday season. And let's talk about that too. After I finish this other thing, there's another story I want to share where every time I see this one person and she says hello and then proceeds to ask about other people. And again, like I said, sometimes just because I'm standing in front of you does not mean that I'm okay. And I'm not saying me personally, but just in general, if somebody's standing before you, ask them how they are doing. Find out if they're okay. Now I want to circle back to people having jobs. It's the holiday season. There's so much stress that people put on us for buying gifts, about having things to give to other people. But one thing that we don't hear a lot about, while we have all of these commercials going, telling us all the things we need to be buying, all the clothes, and then the toys, the gaming machines, whatever. But one thing that we kind of hear a little bit about, but not as much as we hear about consuming, is thinking about other people. Right? We don't hear about that. Like checking up on other people. Sometimes encouraging words are what you need to show people that you care. So we put so much emphasis on purchasing items that we just don't put the emphasis on helping other people. I've actually heard more influencers mention giving in this season than I think I've heard in a while. And I'm thinking about the fact that they're saying this. Who or what are you giving to in this season? And we need to be thinking about that. Now, I don't know if you've been watching my shorts. I had a short about being is during the gratefulness challenge, and I talked about this one person who was sitting outside. Their home was being bulldozed. It was July in Texas, and y'all know we had some horrible. Woo, Lord, it was hot during the summertime. It was unbearably hot. You could just walk outside and start sweating hot. That's how hot it was. And this person was sitting near their home, boxes stacked up, looking like they're getting ready to move somewhere, but sitting in a chair. And I passed by and I saw them. I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw the house being bulldozed. And I checked on that person. Went to them a few times, got them some stuff from the store, things like that, you know. And I'm not saying this so you can be, I'm not saying this to brag or anything, because anything that we do should be done from the heart. But we also need to know what our heart consists of, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So whatever we're putting into our heart, it has to be purposeful, it has to be real and sincere. So I'm definitely not saying this just so I can get kudos. I don't care about kudos on anything that I should be doing anyway as a Christian. That's my sidebar. I just wanted to check on, even to the point where I had even called the cops. Maybe they could help, and I don't think anybody helped. And then this is the thing that got me. I asked again where they were going. They said they had a place to go, but they just didn't have a way to get there. And so I was trying to help them secure a ride in some kind of way by calling the shelter where they were supposed to go. And as soon as I started calling, that's when they were like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. I have a place. I just need to go. I need a way to get there. And then at that point, I was like, I'm confused about what's going on here, because, yeah. But I said all that to say this. That person is still sitting out there to this very day. That was in July, y'all. We are in December. So from July to December, they are still sitting there. And so I actually am thinking about getting something together, a care package or something. I haven't done anything since that moment where, they were like, no, don't do that. I got it, and it was kind of weird. But my heart still goes out to that person, because this is going to be their first Christmas and not in that home that got bulldozed, not having a place to stay, living on the streets. And after doing certain things like that, the mental effects of doing all of that is major. People really go down after being on the streets, because it's like you're surviving. And I think that's the part that kind of gets to me. So I need y'all's help too, because I want to know, what do you think, or what are some good ideas for someone that's like that? I'm thinking socks, and I'm thinking food, of course, and I really want to make sure that whatever I do is done in the right spirit and in the right vein. We do hear about stuff like Families Helping Families or Angel Tree, and those are all amazing programs. But I think sometimes we can hit home a little more too, just by helping somebody that is out on the street. And, I think about stuff like that because I know it could have been me. By the grace of God, it's not me, and it hasn't been me. But it could very well have been me. It can happen to anybody. And just because they're on the street, I want to put this out there too, because there's always this myth that, well, if they had done so and so right, you don't know what people have gone through to get on the street. Again, that person's house got bulldozed. I don't know if it was a tax lien on that house. I don't know what happened. If they were just renting and the owners decided that they were going to sell the home. We don't know the situation or circumstance. You never know why people end up homeless. It could be they lost their jobs. You just never know. So we should never assume that they might have done drugs or that they made bad decisions. We don't know what people go through. Maybe try to help someone that, it's good to do the Angel Tree. It's good to do Families Helping Families. Those are all good. Give in this season. Because that's what we're supposed to do. As Christians, and I'm just talking about my faith, we are called to do those things, and to do them not so that we can get any kind of glorification, but because that's the will of God for our lives, that we help other people. That is what we're called to do. So that's been on my heart to do for that person. And so again, if you have some ideas, you can drop them in the comments. You know, just trying to think of something that I can give during this season to someone who is literally a few neighborhoods over from where I am. But that was just what was on my heart today. Again, I thought about doing more with my Christmas tree. Back and wait. That was really on my heart today, and it was kind of heavy. And like I said, just when you're around something and you experience something, you know, especially if it's deep, heavy, and it deals with compassion, showing love, giving a word of encouragement is always something that we can do. And even when you give the word of encouragement is something that is free. It doesn't waste your time because you're doing it in the moment, you know. But just those are the types of things that I think about for this holiday season. And I do believe that if we all could do that and keep Christmas as the main thing, an act of kindness can go a long way. A gift of love can go a long way. And that's what I want in this season. So again, this was not planned for today, but I just wanted to get on and share this with you. Find a way to be compassionate during the Christmas season. Let me know what you're thinking about doing for someone. You don't have to name them. And if you feel comfortable enough doing that, because again, you know, some people don't share when they give, but just drop that down in the comments. And also, if this is some content that you're interested in, or you want to see more of the things that I do here on my channel, check out the links that are coming up on the next screen. And until next time, bye.